but it was too late. "Tell us about the business sale," one of the guards said, pulling out a notebook. Quentin spilled everything: the undervalued sale price, the buyer who was his friend, the plan to split the profits. Within hours, the police had arrested all three of them. The charges were extensive: conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, fraud, embezzlement, and bribery of a medical professional. The investigation that followed revealed the true scope of their planning. Police found detailed notes in Delilah's purse outlining every aspect of their scheme. Dad's computer contained research on inheritance law, medical malpractice, and how to forge power of attorney documents. They'd also been planning to frame Fiona as a gold digger who'd manipulated me into changing my will in her favor. A will that didn't actually exist, but they'd intended to forge one after my death. Most damning was the paper trail showing Dad's gambling debts to Dr. Rothschild. The doctor was arrested the same night for agreeing to provide false testimony in exchange for debt forgiveness. The trial became a media sensation. Local news called it the inheritance murder plot, and the story was picked up by national outlets when details emerged about the elaborate planning involved. During testimony, prosecutors played the recordings of my family, discussing the best way to kill me. The jury looked physically sick, listening to them debate dosage amounts and disposal of evidence. Dad took the stand in his own defense, claiming he'd only been trying to protect me from making poor financial decisions while brain injured. The prosecutor destroyed him by playing the recording where he discussed adjusting my morphine drip to cause respiratory depression, then cardiac arrest. Delilah tried to claim she'd been coerced by Dad, but her own notes contradicted this defense. She'd been the ringleader, researching legal precedents and coordinating with Dr. Rothschild. Quentin's defense was that he'd thought they were only planning financial fraud, not murder. This fell apart when prosecutors played the recording of him asking about disposal of evidence and discussing funeral arrangements. All three were convicted on all counts. Dad received 25 years for conspiracy to commit murder and attempted murder. Delilah got 30 years as the ringleader. Quentin received 15 years for conspiracy and fraud. Dr. Rothschild was sentenced to 10 years for conspiracy and lost his medical license permanently. The judge ordered all of them to pay restitution, though they had virtually nothing left after legal fees and the exposure of Dad's gambling debts. But the legal victory was only part of my revenge. During the investigation, I'd contacted my business partner and closest employees, explaining what had happened and assuring them their jobs were secure. Instead of selling data bridge solutions, I expanded it, using part of my inheritance to open a second office and hire more staff. I also used the publicity from the trial to expose other cases of inheritance fraud, working with law enforcement to identify patterns of family members targeting vulnerable relatives for financial gain. 6 months after the trial, Fiona and I got married in a small ceremony at my grandmother's estate. My lawyer, Theodore Blackwood, walked me down the aisle. He'd become more of a father figure than Dad ever was. During our wedding planning, we'd discovered that Grandma had actually left detailed instructions in a sealed letter, to be opened only if her inheritance became the subject of legal dispute. In it, she explained that she'd known exactly what kind of person my father was, and had specifically structured the inheritance to protect me from his influence. She'd also left additional funds in a trust that could only be accessed if I was married to someone who met certain character requirements, essentially ensuring that any future spouse would